What's going on, YouTube? I'm K-Knight23, the video game professor, and today we're not just going to defeat our enemy, we're going to break them. Morale, or leadership, is a massive factor in determining whether or not a battle is going to go your way. There are a lot of factors that can affect a unit's leadership, positively or negatively. Positive effects include maintaining secure flanks, being uphill of an enemy, charging, and winning combat. Negative effects include fighting a unit with fear or terror, a general dying, being under missile or artillery fire, even if it's missing, fighting an uphill battle, being tired, having exposed flanks, and being attacked in the flanks or rear, in addition to friendly units routing. In many situations, it's wiser to attempt to bring the enemy's leadership to 0 instead of their HP. Although it takes a lot of micromanagement and planning, it is a much more efficient way to win a battle than attempting a total battle of annihilation. The best way to attack an enemy's morale is to apply as many of the negative debuffs as possible within as short a time frame as possible. Hitting an enemy with artillery as they close in, turning your range units onto them, engaging with enemies that cause fear while enveloping and charging from the rear is a surefire way to almost instantly rout a unit. In a large battle, it might be hard to stack up all these effects at once, especially considering the enemy is trying to do the same thing to you. You definitely don't want to expose yourself to a counterattack that might cripple and break your line. That's why it's important to understand what causes these hits to leadership, so you can choose where and when to safely apply them. If you have the ability to, focus on units with lower leadership and get them running soon. A unit that is routed will eventually reform after about 20 seconds, but it will have a lower leadership going back into the fray. A unit that breaks 3 times is shattered and removed from play entirely. If you can afford to, chase down units that have routed with cavalry to chase them off the map. Otherwise, let them run about and keep an eye open for when they reform. When that happens, target them with range quickly to put them off running again. In this quick skirmish, I pepper the left wing of my enemy with artillery, weakening their HP as well as morale. As they draw closer, I position my knights for a flanking charge and focus my archers on them. Notice how quickly the white bar depicting their leadership begins to drop. They catch on to my plan and turn to avoid the rear charge. I still hit them from the front, wheel around, and pull out. The enemy turns to chase the knights, which pulls them in direct fire of my artillery and archers. You can see now how multiple leadership bars begin to drop as they take near misses and arrow fire. Meanwhile, my enemy general is left alone and is met by a wall of unfriendly spears and the Bretonnian king. As soon as the Empire realizes I'm not going to engage them with the knights, they pivot and attack my front line. I'm greatly outnumbered when it comes to melee units, but my spearmen are fresh and eager to fight, whereas the enemy has already begun to tire and taken several severe morale hits. This allows my knights to position for a rear charge. They run through the great swords and break them, causing nearby units to suffer a morale penalty as well. I see another unit of great swords with wavering morale and carefully navigate the battlefield to plow through and break them as well. While this is happening, the enemy general has been defeated and is running away. This is a huge blow to my enemy, as his departure removes them from his bubble of bonus leadership. My general maintains pursuit and runs him off the battlefield while my knights position for that final rear charge. Seeing their leader break, followed by a final devastating charge to the rear, is all it takes to shatter the Empire and win the day. In larger engagements, the same rules apply. Use artillery to shake the enemy and prompt them to come into your lines, and into your arc of missile troops. I concentrate the peasant bowmen on the cavalry units and they're quickly broken. Our lines meet and hold, allowing them time to reposition and respond to enemy maneuvers. In this case, it's engaging on the right flank with my knights and blocking my left flank with polearms against the enemy cavalry. Once space is created on the left, I charge my knights up into the enemy to rout them. Having stretched the enemy line thin, I can break off some of my warriors and reposition them for another rear charge. Remember, during all of this, their morale is constantly under assault by missile and artillery fire, even if they're missing. It's enough to shake the resolve of the enemy. Once both of the enemy wings are weakened, my knights are available to envelop and begin to charge off to the rear of the enemy units, sending them and their friends running. Although one unit of enemy knights breaks through my line and gets off a rear charge on my archers, I position a unit of polearms on the other side of the archers to catch them, at which point the enemy is either running or totally enveloped, and the game is won. It's fun to watch 2 huge armies fight to the death, but a wise general will know that breaking the enemy's will to fight is the truest victory. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more content, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm K-Knight23, the video game professor, signing out.